We continue to be under a weather impact alert tonight. Watches, warnings, potential for severe storms, even tornadoes. So let's get right back to Robb Ellis. Rob, what are you seeing right now?
Well, this is that day we said we're going to see almost every season in one day. We did the early part of the day in the springtime where it was feeling warm. Unfortunately, now we've got storms that are rolling through. Once this moves on by, we may see it change over to a little bit of snow and the temperatures are going to drop quickly. That's the brief synopsis, but let me get into the details. Just a little farther to the north, the previous tornado warning that was in place on the northern part of White County has now been allowed to expire. But as I mentioned earlier, the entire line all the way from, say, Rochester through Logansport, Lafayette, down to Crawfordsville, even over to Greencastle, eventually down to Terre Haute, this whole line has severe thunderstorm warnings. And each one of those severe thunderstorm warnings has what the National Weather Service says is tornado possible wording. And the reason why is this isn't a completely straight line. It's got little wiggles here and there, and each one of those wiggles can cause a little bit of a spin up, meaning that a tornado spin up could be possible. Now, I think it's got about another hour or so before it arrives in Indy. I'd put it about 7:30 to maybe 8 o'clock or so before it arrives in the metro. If you're on the west side, maybe just a little bit sooner than that. The northern side has been the one that we've seen the most tornado warnings with. Farther to the south, we haven't seen as many, but it's something we're going to continue to watch. In the meantime, everyone is under the tornado watch. This will go until 9 p.m. This just means that the atmosphere is conducive to the possibility of tornadoes. Temperatures, take a look at this. We're still almost 70 degrees in Bloomington. It's currently 67. We're sitting at 64 for the airport. We did break the record. Today the record was 65 degrees. We made it to 67. And even just within this newscast, we're watching the temperatures drop in Champaign. They're now down to 50. Once that line comes through, the winds are going to pick up. It's also why we have severe thunderstorm warnings, because within that line, it's going to help to push some of the mid-level winds down to the surface and likely create some 40 to 50, maybe 60 mile per hour gusts. But the winds are really going to pick up and they're going to change direction. And that's what's going to bring in this colder air. And talk about colder air. It's 16 right now in Des Moines. Meanwhile, it's 64 in Indianapolis. And that's going to be very close to our low temperature for tonight. We will likely see some teens around the area as this line of storms rolls on by. Okay, what's going to happen here is we're going to see some winds pick up quite a bit. Currently, the gusts are anywhere from 30 to maybe 40 miles per hour. But I think once the front passes, the winds are probably going to stay 40 to maybe 50 miles per hour, even through tomorrow. Wind advisories are in place for everyone. I know it doesn't look like there's any shading here, but there is, because the wind advisory includes everyone. Here's Future Track. It will likely put it in Indy right around 8 o'clock or so. I do think we're a little bit ahead of Future Track, and then likely exiting sometime between maybe 9:30 and 10. Could see a little bit of snow on the backside of this, but look at the temperatures. By midnight, we're going to be down into the 20s. We're currently sitting in the 60s. That's only 6 hours away from now, and likely going to continue dropping. We'll see the teens by the time we get into sunrise tomorrow, and may not rebound very much. May see temperatures get into the 20s, but your wind chills are likely going to be into the 0 range, maybe even a little bit below 0. Most of the current wind gusts are anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour. I threw that in just in case we had any stronger gusts popping up. The rest of this forecast looks like winter. Take a look, 20s, maybe a few 30s here and there, but it is going to be cold, especially over the next couple of nights, down into the teens. And the winds probably won't relax, Jenny, until sometime on Tuesday, meaning wind chills are going to stay cold, maybe below 0 through Tuesday morning.